Welcome back to Special Friends Podcast. This is Mary Santora. I can't even. I can't do it.
And I'm the best clapper in the world, man.
Sarah did our clap to sync the audio and video today, and it looked good. It was
Pretty
good.
impressive.
First try.
I know.
I think
Good
it's because I
clapper.
have rings on. Threw me
Okay.
off. I don't normally clap with rings
Yeah, you
on.
do have rings on. Well, normally you don't have rings on. These look good.
You like them?
Yeah.
They were like one of those like 20 packs of off Amazon, but I got to get more because they don't fit.
And make sure you do not wear them in the shower.
I don't wear any jewelry in the shower.
Yeah.
That's a wild thing to do.
Even your necklace?
Nothing.
Oh.
Wear your
I
necklace.
never
You don't-
take this ring off, ever.
Yeah, but that has ashes in it.
Yeah.
That's different. That's like a human in there.
Can't take her off in the shower. That'd be crazy.
No, but like I don't like the feeling of wet like jewelry on me.
Oh, I don't even really notice. But I also don't wear a lot of jewelry. I wear like this that's like very light and this, unless I'm going out and doing something.
Yeah.
Oh, I was kind of far away from the mic. Oh, well, we'll figure it out.
I'll
What's
make it
going on?
louder. I don't know. Do you want to mess with it?
No, it's okay.
It's fine.
Okay.
Give it a click up. You'll be fine.
Okay.
So it's late. It's fucking almost 10 o'clock. We just haven't been able to get it together.
Yeah.
So today we're going to do something a little bit different. Sarah?
Okay. I was telling Mary the other day I was writing down things I would have told my like 20-year-old self, not 20, but like 20 to 25-year-old self now.
Early 20s.
Like what would I have told her that not necessarily like not the cliche things like
Save money.
Yeah, find your friends, get a credit card. I mean, I did write down like call your grandma more, like those little things, but I was like things where I thought about and I was like if I could have just gone back, maybe my whole life would have been different.
I think about that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
Like-
one little change. If I wouldn't have been so scared or so insecure or unknowing of who I was as a person,
Yes.
I would have done things differently. Like, for instance, the one that I really thought of was, like when you're in college or in high school, like join the club that you feel like you fit in with most, not the one that you think is going to make you succeed the most or make you the most popular or the coolest. Like I look back and I was like, I remember joining a sorority and I knew as soon as I was rushing, I was like, this isn't for me.
Right.
This is not where I'm supposed to be. But right before that, I had gone to a club meeting and it was like you could see all the clubs at the colleges. Again, like nobody in my family had gone to college. So I went in like completely blind, not knowing. And there was just a girl that was like, you'd be really good in a sorority. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But I remember when I was at the clubs where you could just see all the
Like
different
the
ones.
activities day.
Yeah. There was a sketch comedy group and I went to it for one day. And I remember being in there and I was like, oh, I'm having such a fun time. But I also was like, well, these people are weird though.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
definitely.
I'm cool and popular. So I couldn't possibly be in this club because, well, this is a bunch of weird kids. And it was a
Yeah.
lot of guys and like a lot of like nerdy guys.
Yeah.
But I remember having such a blast. And then I joined the sorority and I hated the entire 6 months that I was in it. So
Yeah.
I was like, if I would have just been more confident and okay with who I was at 21, then I would have probably started what I'm doing now a lot sooner.
Yeah.
If I would have just been more confident.
Yeah.
Like, so like if you're joining a club or you're thinking about doing something, like if you're having a good time, who cares? And I think the younger generation is a little bit better about that.
Yeah.
Because you're able to find your group of people a little bit easier with the internet. But back then it was just like, you just wanted to be like seen or heard or cool. Like that was, as a millennial, like being cool was really all you wanted.
It's all that mattered.
Yeah. Now it's like they're like, no, I'm nerdy and I'm proud. And I love that for them. But I'm just like, that wasn't even
opportunity.
an option.
Yeah.
Like if you were nerdy, it was like, well, you suck. Like they made movies about you.
About how much the nerds didn't want to be nerds.
Yeah.
About how uncool it was to not be like in the in-group or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
I never really struggled with knowing who I am, which I feel very, very grateful for. Like even in high school, the clubs I were in were academic clubs. I was in physics club. And I was in like Mathletes, but our version in Mathletes from Mean Girls.
Oh,
it was
wow.
called Academic Challenge. And you would go, there was a TV show, and you would go on and you would travel around after school and compete against other teams, essentially doing quizzes after school against other teams. And I loved it. I wanted to do the debate team, but there was something that I did that was like a conflict with it or whatever. I did theater in middle school, but then cheering got in the way of it.
Yeah.
But like that was something I always felt like really confident. Spanish club, like things that I'm like, I like this. I have fun with it. My big thing, and one of the things I wrote down was that you don't have to get your value from men. Like boys and men, and being popular with boys and men. And I say that depending on what age you were, but so let's say college specifically.
Yeah.
That like I would sleep with anyone who was interested in me. Anybody. It didn't matter who liked me or how long they liked me for, or even it was just for that night. I would sleep with them.
You seek validation.
Yeah.
From men.
Always.
Yeah.
And if I kind of use it as like these guys are interested in me, I must be attractive. I must be cool. I must be funny because all these guys want to sleep with me. When really it was like, no, dude, you were hot. You were a college cheerleader. Like
you were hot and you were willing to sleep with them.
And I was out at bars drinking.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I was good looking. I was funny. I could hold a conversation. 22 was the year I started stand up. So like I knew I was good and funny and good looking and all that. So it's like, but I felt like if guys wanted to sleep with me, that meant I was worth a little bit more. And I know that kind of sounds cliche, but it's like worth more in the sense of like I must be interesting. I must be worth spending the night with.
You kind of went into relation. I feel like the way guys do, where it wasn't about, for me, it was always like, who can I make fall in love with me?
Never.
And you were more of a numbers game where you were like, if this many people are interested in me.
One of them's bound to stick.
Well, and you were just like, why would I have one guy be interested in me? That's kind of a loser.
Yeah.
If only one guy is, you're like, but if 10 guys want to sleep with me, then I'm cool.
Yeah.
Like,
and it was that where it was just like, I must be a hot piece of ass if all these guys want it. And then like, you don't think like, no, they'll fuck everybody. Like sleeping with someone doesn't really mean a lot. It really doesn't. Like 22-year-old boys will fuck anything.
They really will.
And so don't put your worth into that because it means nothing. It means absolutely nothing whether one of them wants to sleep with you or 500 wants to sleep with you. And also the counterpoint of that, if boys don't want to sleep with you and you're 22, that also doesn't mean anything.
Right. It means that they don't feel like they can. Sometimes
they don't find
like,
you easy.
Yeah, they don't feel like they can. And that's actually kind of one of the things I wrote down was date a lot, but don't have a hoe phase. I literally said that. I
disagree.
Yeah, I knew you were going to disagree with that
one. Firmly disagree. I think you should date a lot.
I think you should date a lot, but I don't think that you should have sex a lot. I really don't. Like,
why?
Because I just don't think it's necessary to find yourself. I don't think it's necessary to have sex with a lot of people to be able to figure out what you're looking for and what you want emotionally, sexually with a partner.
I think they don't have to be the same. You can want things emotionally that you can find out through dating, and you can want things sexually that you would never find out unless you slept with that person. I think you have to have a hoe face. Maybe not in your 20s, maybe in your 30s, but I think one significant hoe phase across the board, men, women, every human being should have a summer or a year where you just fucking run through it.
I think that you can go on a lot of dates, but I don't think you find your like sexual fantasies or your kinks or something. I don't think you find that from a hoe phase. You find that from exploring with your partner.
100%. I could not disagree with you more.
Oh, because I would never break down that wall or let a one night stand.
You're never going to see them again. That's the whole point.
No, I would much rather explore that with my partner.
Oh, opposite.
Really?
Opposite. And in my entire experience, fully, I did things on one night stands I would never even bring to Brian out of respect.
Are you kidding?
I am dead serious.
No.
Because if I'm drunk and we have I feel like you can tell when it's going to be a one night stand. And so what do you have to lose? Wear a condom, be safe, be consensual, and do whatever the hell comes into your mind. Because I'm never going to see this person again. So if it's embarrassing or neither of us like it or whatever it might be, there's no consequences.
Wow. No, I've definitely been more of like the things I've explored the most, which I mean, we've talked about this. I'm not like super, I don't have a kink and I'm not like crazy, but I have I have explored some things, and it's always been with a long-term partner where I'm like, what if we tried this?
Well, what if they...
And I think the longer you're together, the more you're just like, well, we've never tried this before. Like,
yes,
maybe this is it. But I would never do that with a one-night stand. No. One-night stand is like just to like, honestly, a one-night stand, anytime I've had one, has been more of just, I just wanted to because I hadn't had sex.
Yeah.
Like, it was just kind of
more
like,
out of a necessity for you.
Yeah.
See, I was having one-night stands for fun. I was just like meeting. There was not a point in college where I was not sleeping with somebody. And that's why I say I think you should do it in a way that you can still feel good about yourself. Because there were times afterward when I did feel like, man, this guy fucking used me. Or he doesn't actually like me or whatever. Or if I was way more into it than they were. Whatever that might be. I've had 2.5 very significant whole phases.
Yeah.
And I have learned from each of them. And I've found things that I like and that I don't like. And I feel way more free. Not that I don't trust Brian or that I think he would look at me weird or he would be uncomfortable with some of the things that I would be into. But I feel like no inhibitions when I'm never going to see you again. You could say whatever the fuck. It's kind of like, you know how we talked about finding a friend on vacation?
Yeah.
And they don't know anything about you, so you can tell them your whole life story. I feel the exact same way about sex with a stranger.
Oh.
Why not?
We do not feel the same on that.
Yeah. Brian and I don't really do any kinky stuff. You know what it is? With Brian, I'm a pillow princess. Big time. Where I'm like, fucking do it. Whatever you want. Whatever you want. I'm here. I'll be a sex doll for you. Whatever position. I'm very passive in that manner. But like during one night stands, I'd be like, fuck yeah, dude. I'll lick your butthole. I don't care. Into your taint. I'll do this.
No way.
Yeah, whatever you want.
I'm not doing that with
whatever
with a
you
one-night
want.
stand. I mean, and I've done some like fun things with a partner, but one night stand, no, it's just, yeah.
Like
yeah,
outfits and stuff, I guess I've never used with a one night stand or like role play.
Yeah, I mean, how are you gonna like bring your lingerie over?
But like if they were to say, hey, let's try, I don't even know, whatever. I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I'm more date a lot though.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
Here's the one. God, I'm not even really a super sexual person, which is crazy because I've had a lot of sex. But like talking about it is gonna make me blush. I have let one night stands finish on my face. And I've never let Brian do it.
He's going to listen to
I know he's going to listen to this, but I've never let him do it because I think it's disrespectful.
Yeah.
And if I'm never going to see this person again, I don't really care. So I don't really care if you don't respect me as a one-night stand. I fully care if you don't respect me as a partner.
That's what I was about to say. Like, you don't care if they like treat you like a whore.
Because that's kind of what the whole thing is.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, let's treat each other like whores.
Yeah.
Let's do some shit that maybe we wouldn't always do. But if Brian tried to do that, I'm getting mad thinking about it. Where I'm like, that is not something that you do to me. That is so disrespectful.
We could not be more opposite in this. Where I'm like, ew, I'm not letting a one night stand do that. That's disgusting. I don't know where they've been. That's gross. But like, if someone that I love wants to do that, then I'm like, yeah, whatever you want to do, wherever you want to. Like, if I love you, you could literally tell me that you want to piss in my mouth and I'd probably let you. But a one-night stand, like, no.
I would do that stuff with Brian. But there's some things that I just don't like. And maybe it's because I think it's because I did them in one-night stands and I realized I don't like this at all. This is demeaning. This is kind of degrading.
But is it only demeaning because it was a one-night stand, or did you, like, just simply not like it and you wouldn't like it if Brian did it?
You're so vulnerable and I think finishing on the face is a very, very, it's a power trip. It's a very demeaning thing. It's like you are a bowl for my jizz and I want to fill you up with it.
I wouldn't say that it's happened very often, even with someone that I love, but I mean, like, that's the only person that I would let. Like, if a stranger, if a one-night stand
You're never
tried
gonna
to come
see
on my
them
face,
again. You're never going to see them again.
Literally murder them. I would be like, are you fucking crazy? What's wrong with you?
There's no awkward conversation the next day. I'm leaving in the middle of the night. As soon as we're done with this and you're passed out drunk, I'm out of your house. And I don't even know your name. I don't have your phone number. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I've also never had a one-night stand like that. Ever.
So then you've never had a one-night stand.
Well,
you don't hang out the next day. That's not a one night stand is either 90% of the time you don't know the person. You go to the bar or you go to a party or you go wherever and you meet someone, you hook up that night and then you never speak to them again. That is a one night stand.
Probably not then. I've had a couple 2-night stands.
Okay. Yeah, that's different.
But I never go into it thinking like, oh, I'm gonna never talk to this person again. I've never gone into it like that. No.
What do you go into it thinking?
Who knows?
Oh my God. So you go into every sexual encounter like he could be the one.
Yeah.
That's why. Yeah. That's why you don't want to do the freaky stuff up front.
Yeah,
you can't reveal yourself.
Yeah. I gotta save it up for marriage.
You gotta save it for when you're 6 years in and it gets a little boring.
Exactly.
And you're like, well, guess what I also like?
Yes, exactly.
That's crazy. I think you should fuck. I think you should fuck a lot of people as long as you feel good about it, as long as it's consensual and it doesn't bring your self-esteem down. And that's why I say, for me, don't put your self-worth into that sex, because that's what I was doing, was like, the more people who will sleep with me, the higher of a value I must have. If I'm this wanted, then that's what that means. And
but
that
it's one of the things that you regret, which is so interesting.
I regret not being safer. I regret, because I didn't use a lot of condoms. And that's what led to me getting HPV, which is what led to me having precancerous cells now, 15 years later.
But what you're saying is to
10 years
have a lot of sex, but don't put your self-worth into it, I guess is what you're saying.
You can
don't get validation from sex, but have a lot of it.
You can have fun, casual sex and know this is just sex. If you can do that.
But don't you feel like that's getting validation from sex then?
It's getting pleasure from sex, but you're not putting like very much for me, it was, I don't know how else to say it other than the way I've already said it, and I don't really love repeating myself, but like, I must be of high value and I must be sought after if all of these people are willing to sleep with me.
Okay.
But it can just be, I'm enjoying being single and I'm enjoying dating and sleeping with these men. And I'm not saying you have to sleep with fucking 15 people a month, but if you go on a couple dates with a guy and you sleep with him and it lasts 2 weeks and it doesn't work, then do it again.
Well, yeah, I'm okay with that. Yeah.
But you at that rate, you could sleep with 30 people in a year.
Yeah, yeah.
That I think is a hoe phase.
That's where I go back and I'm like, date a lot. Don't go into the intentions of it like as like a hoe phase, but date a lot. And by that, I mean like date a lot of cultures, date a lot of people out of your norm, date the lawyer, date the bartender, date anyone and everyone that you feel might be your type, so you can figure it out.
Okay.
Because I feel like so often we get put in this bubble of like, oh, what's your type?
Yeah.
What's your type? And it's like, then, especially for me growing up in the middle of nowhere, Indiana, I was like, I guess like white guys that wear flannel, I guess.
Yeah, right.
Like, I don't know. And I think if you lived in, now I look back, I'm like, oh, if I would have moved to New York sooner, I don't know what my type would have been. I really don't, because I would have been able to explore other cultures and ethnicities and lifestyles that would just be completely different than mine. And that's one thing I wish I would have done more, is dated around a lot and figured out what my type was, not even just physically, just their family, their upbringing, instead of dating so many people that just like almost reminded me of myself.
Well, that's what happens when you live in a small town.
Well, yeah.
Everybody's kind of the same.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I get that.
So yeah, that would be one.
Nice.
What was the other one? Oh, I said take the shortcut. Like if you think people are gonna get mad at you, like, oh, you're not ready for that, you didn't deserve that opportunity yet, take it anyway, because people are gonna get mad at you no matter what. No matter, like, if you're up for a role with somebody else and you feel like they deserve it more, but you get it, take it anyway and don't feel guilty. Yeah. There were times I remember like I won something or I got something or got promoted at a job and I was like, oh, I didn't deserve that. I wasn't ready for it. And I wish I could just go back and be like,
I've never felt that way.
What?
I have never felt like I didn't deserve something I got.
Even in comedy?
Dude, I work hard and I'm very funny. And I'm guessing, yes, sure, opportunities probably came to me quicker than they came to some other people. But when I say that, I mean, I can't believe that you don't realize this about me by now. I do not have a lot of self-doubt. I am wildly confident when I probably shouldn't be. But I agree with what you're saying, that if you feel like, it's almost like believe in yourself. So it's like if you are offered something, it's for a reason.
Yeah. And if there's an easier way to get to it, then take it. Like, if
Do you have an example for that? Because I'm like 50-50 on agreeing with you on that. I need an example.
The only thing that I can think, and like this is not a good example, I'll think of a better one. But like I remember when with comedy, or even like I'll do this one. When I had my liquor rep job, this other guy that was a competitor of mine, we both had the same manager that we had to talk to, and he was like, well, he only buys your product because he has a crush on you. And I was like, okay,
so what? Yeah, I'm
gonna take that opportunity and I'm gonna flirt with him every time I go in there.
Oh yeah.
And I'm gonna wear my tightest fucking jeans.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna take that opportunity. And like I felt so guilty about that to the other guy, because I was like, well, it's not his fault, like he can't make the sales. He has a family and kids at home, and I don't even have anyone. So maybe I should just like...
No! Like, don't give someone your shit because you're hot. That's crazy. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. That's like all of bartending. It's just guys thinking they have a chance with you, so they give you all their money. That's crazy. Yeah. No, absolutely don't feel bad about that. He's a grown-up. He can give his shit to anybody else. That dude. The guy who's only buying from you because he thinks you're cute.
Yeah.
He has every opportunity to buy from somebody else.
Yeah. But that was always like my little like shortcut, I felt like. Or like I got things because I was in a lot of male dominated roles, and I was a lot of times the only woman. And then I felt guilty, I guess, for being able to get things or take shortcuts that they couldn't take. But then again, now that I'm older, I realize no, the odds were always stacked against me.
Always.
And
men say that shit with like, we can't sleep our way to the top, blah, blah. I'm like, the number of people who have actually done that is so small. It's such a small percentage of women who have gotten famous or really big opportunities because of sex, because sex is, again, so accessible.
Right.
You don't have to sleep with your boss to get a promotion. You know what I mean? But yeah, I guess I agree with that.
Yeah. Okay, I said... I think we actually talked about this. I hope we didn't talk about it on the podcast, but if you feel confused, then that's your answer. I feel like
50-50.
If you are confused and you don't know what's going on, especially in a relationship, if you're like, well, I'm confused and he's just like not communicating and I don't know how he's actually feeling, like, then you have your answer.
Okay.
That's all you need.
I'll say in a new relation. Well... Because, okay, this is what's holding me back from saying fully I agree, is that there are confusing parts of my relationship now. It's very difficult. I live in a different state.
But I think deep down you know how he's actually feeling.
Right, but what I'm saying is that doesn't mean I'm not confused about the situation, where I'm like, well, I guess confused isn't the right word. It's like, we're in a different state. We've been long distance for a year and a half. Sometimes communication isn't always there. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we can't give each other our 100%.
Right.
And so it's not necessarily confused. It's more like, I don't know if I would say a rough patch or whatever, but I get what you're saying. Like if you start dating someone and you're like, are we talking? Are we boyfriend and girlfriend? Are we like this? Are we like that?
A guy that likes you will tell you.
Yes.
I want to be with you. I'm interested. I want you to do this.
It's the whole if he wanted to, he would.
Yeah. That goes back to but if you're like, I don't know, I'm just like confused and I don't really know what he wants, like then he doesn't want you.
Yeah.
That's the boom.
I guess that's true because like even in difficult parts of our relationship, Brian has been vocal. Like just this week, we've had a very rough 7 days. Mm-hmm. And just like when we were talking it all out a couple days ago, and he was like, I have never doubted our relationship. Mm-hmm. I've never not wanted you. I've never not wanted a future with you.
Yeah, so that's not confusing.
No, but the situation fucking blows. Where it's like, so yeah, I guess it's not confused. That's true.
But if Brian just like wasn't talking to you for several days, you couldn't figure out what was going on, and when you ask him like, what's up, why aren't you talking to me?
I'd get on a fucking plane. You think I have $300 in a full day to do nothing? I will come to your house.
But do you think you would have acted like that as a 22-year-old? Would you have just...
Again, I was sleeping with a lot of people.
Yeah.
So if one man was not returning my text, I'd be like, there's 35 other men I could sleep with tonight. I really don't care.
That's what I would tell myself back then, though. Like, you don't, if they're not texting you back, or you don't understand where they want to progress the relationship or do more, then that's your answer.
I agree with that.
Or even jobs and everything. Like, if you go into it and you're like, I just don't know if I fit in here, or I don't know, like, if I would be the right person for this role. Like, if you're confused about it, then that's not for you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No, I get that.
Yeah. Like, I kind of cliche, but just, like, go.
Trust your gut.
Yeah, or go towards the people that want you there.
Yeah. Go where it feels like home, where you feel wanted.
Yeah.
Where when you walk
your
in,
grass
people are excited.
is watered.
People are excited to see you. And
Yeah. Instead of feeling like you need to be at the best place. Like,
I've felt like that here in New York at different comedy clubs, where there's one comedy club where I feel very welcomed. I'll set the Stand. I feel very welcomed. They're the first club that passed me. They work me consistently. There's been, I think, like 2 months where I didn't get work. And every time I go in there, I know all the servers. It just feels like home. Yeah. And it feels like home away from home. You know, Hilarities is obviously my home. But then there's other clubs I'll go to in the city where it feels weird. And I think about, like, does it feel weird because I'm not here as much? Or does it feel weird because it fucking feels weird?
Right.
And, you know, this group of comics maybe aren't my close friends. Or I haven't bonded with them yet. Or maybe I'm not meant to be here.
Right.
You know? Like, so I definitely have felt that even in the last year.
Oh, yeah. I think anytime you move to a new place, you kind of have to, you can't go into it thinking, I want to be at this specific place. I want to have these friends. Yeah. I want to do this thing.
That's exactly how I came in here, too.
Yeah. When you go into it with that mindset, then it's never going to work out that way, first off. And two, your expectations are too high.
Yeah.
You have to just go wherever anything is going well for you, where you feel welcome, where, like, that even goes back to, like, the join the clubs in high school or join the clubs in college that you feel like you fit in with.
A lot of what you're saying the past couple ones have been be true to yourself.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure is something that a lot of people struggle with. You're not weird because you like a certain thing or because you feel like you fit in a certain place. Doesn't matter. If that's where you have fun or that's where you feel comfortable, it's what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I work with, like, this 22-year-old, and this is one of the things that I told him the other day. The money will come back because he's, like, getting ready to start this job, like a pretty big finance job, and he's still working this, like, small job that we have. And I was like, don't you start your new job in August? And he's like, yeah, but I just, I have nothing to do right now. So I figured I'd just work. And I was like, go do something.
Yeah.
You're about to start this huge finance job, and you're going to work every day for the rest of your life.
Late nights.
I was like, yeah, and you're going to settle down, and you're going to probably have your work friends and your wife and your kids. I was like, quit this job right now.
Yeah.
Go fly. And he even told me, he goes, yeah, my mom invited me to Portugal, but
like,
I was like, dude, you should have left this job the day you graduated college, because he just graduated. I was like, and he's like, well, I just wanted to kind of, like, stack up my money here for a little bit. I'm like, do not stack up your money right now. The money will come back to you. I promise it's going to be there. You made enough. You did it. Mm-hmm. Go to Portugal with your mom. Go travel. Go see the world. Like, book things that you don't think that you have the money for, because I promise you do.
Yeah.
Like, it just comes. The money has always come.
I think that is if you grew up poor or without, you've had to go without, you're going to go one of two ways, which is money doesn't really matter, which is, I think, how both of us kind of are. Where it's like, yes, it's nice to have, and it can solve a lot of your problems. Mm-hmm. I firmly believe there are very few problems in this world that money can't at least help with. Yeah. And I will acknowledge that. But at the same time, it should not be the most important thing in your life. I don't think that at all, because it does come and it go. There's times, especially in comedy, there's months where I've made $8,000 in 1 month in comedy, and then there's months where I've made $400.
Right.
And I know that's not a stable income, but there's phases of your life where you're killing it, and there's phases of your life where you're unemployed.
Yeah.
And it's always going to work out.
Right. And I think not so much like it shouldn't be the most important thing in your life. It's obviously important, but I think the less you think about it, the
less you care about it, the more it comes. I truly think the less you care about money, the more that it becomes an abundance.
It's like a cat. Like, the less you want it to be around you, it just, like, it's like, hey, because anytime I've just been like, you know what, like, I'm doing okay. I'll be fine. Mm-hmm. Let me just do what I like doing, and then I'll figure out the money part after. Right. The money's always come. And I'm like, how do I
end up there? Like, especially like on a serving shift, everyone has that story where they're like, I need to make $250 tonight so I can pay my rent tomorrow. And they've had $75 and it's a slow ass night, and then randomly a bachelor party comes in, tips the shit out of you, and you made your rent. Mm-hmm. And there are times when that doesn't happen, but I don't know. I feel like as someone who has been fucking down and out, like, I'm talking as a child growing up, and then also when my alcoholism was at its absolute worst, I had nothing. I had no money because I was spending all of my extra money on going out. And you're going to be fine. Yeah. You're going to make it.
It's going to be okay.
It's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to money. I try to explain this to Brian because he's such a penny pincher. He's so, like, such a tightwad. He's gotten better over the past couple years that we've been together because he was, like, intensely frugal. Mm-hmm. He was so cheap. And that was a conversation we had early on where I was like, hey, man, this is, like, it makes me uncomfortable.
I hate that. How cheap you are. Yes, that really bothers me. That's a thing that I notice pretty early on.
It's glaringly obvious at the first date.
Yeah. That will turn me off if they're like, well, let's just get this bottle of wine, or, well, we can just do this restaurant. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, ugh. Like, that does kind of turn me off.
It is a big turnoff. Like, it's a huge turnoff.
It's not that I, like, need to be spoiled or I want you to spend a bunch of money on me, but it's like, I'll spend a bunch of money on me. So if you're not able to do that, then I'm kind of grossed out. Like, I remember I paid for a Valentine's Day date because I wanted to go to this very specific place, and the guy was just kind of like, oh, it's kind of expensive. I don't think it's worth it. It's like a prefix menu. And I'm like, that's a prefix. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
And they're like, like, well, maybe we can just, like, cook at home. It's like an overrated holiday anyway. And I was like, no, we can go and I'll pay for it.
Or I'll go by myself.
Yeah. Because, like, that's the things that I like to do. So if you're going to be a pincher, like, that's such a turn off.
Brian and I still do that. When I want to book, like, when I want a nice ass meal, I know he is not going to pay $300 for dinner.
I hate when they say it.
5 years in, I know he is not going to pay. If I would have to be like, this is really important to me. Yeah. This is how I want to spend our anniversary. Like, I would have to make it very clear that this is like, hey, this is an important night for us, whatever it might be. But, like, if I'm just craving a $70 steak, he's gonna be like, take your ass there by yourself. I'll eat fucking Taco Bell. I'm not. I got spinach at home. I'm not. Yeah. I'm not eating a $70 steak.
He's, a vegetarian.
Just
so
because.
It's different. But no, I hate when they bring it up when the bill comes. Oh, this was expensive. I'm like,
you're describing my relationship.
Oh no, I think that would really turn me off. Because that's happened a few times. Like, I think it's so sexy, and it's because, like, this is how I am. It's not me trashing men, because, like, I don't say anything. And most girls that I go out with, like, if it's a girls' night, we're all just like, oh yeah, just throw my card on and we can Venmo each other. That's the type of people I normally hang out with. Yeah. So when I'm on a date with a guy and he's like, gosh, this was, like, pretty expensive, I'm like, ugh.
I'm telling you, I think it comes from working in service industry.
Yeah.
I really do. I think if you've worked in service industry, you are willing to pay a lot of money to be treated right, to have good food. You know how stressed out that kitchen is. Those servers where you're like, I don't give a fuck. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to get 8 appetizers and share them. Yeah. Whereas people who have never worked in that industry are like, no, an appetizer? Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think that's more of it. Brian's gotten a lot better about that, but that was a conversation we had very early on. After one of our first fancy dates, he tipped, and he told me his rule on tipping is 18% before tax. And I was so fucking embarrassed. I left extra cash in there, and then not a full fight, but we had a discussion in the car where I was like, hey man, that's how I made my money for a very long time. Yeah. Like, you want tip on the full bill. Why would I tip on tax? That's bullshit. I said, Brian, if you think that you need those $2 more than that server needs those $2, then you shouldn't be going out to eat.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
I hate to get on the server thing, too. Like, it's like, people are like, well, they should get paid more. Well, they don't. Okay?
We don't.
So that's like, I'm sorry. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
So when you go out to eat, it's the culture. It's the American culture. Sorry. You tip 20%. Because it's how they make their money. And if you don't want to do that, then don't go out to eat. But also don't invite me, because I will not be going with your cheap ass. Because I will go out to eat. I'll spend money, and I'll tip the 20%. I'll tip 30% if I had a good time.
On those prefix ones, if we got a killer waiter, I'll tip $100.
Yeah.
I'll be like, yeah, it's a $200 meal. I'll tip 50% if you made my night that good.
Yeah.
Brian's dad is super cheap, and it's so funny because the first time we went out with his parents is when I noticed it, because as soon as the bill came, his dad reached for it. So sweet, love it.
Never worked in the restaurant industry.
I don't know. I can't say. I'm not sure. But he like fine tooth comb went over it.
Oh my god, I can't stand that.
Did you know that extra side of ranch was 29 cents? And I'm like, brother, I'll give you 2 quarters. Like, this is not that big of a deal. But he's also the type of guy who goes to 3 different grocery stores.
Yeah, where
it's like they have the cheapest produce here, they have the cheapest meat here, and my soda is on sale here. He'll go grocery shopping for 4 hours.
That's disgusting.
I'm like,
I can't stand when someone goes over the receipt and they're looking at all of it. I'm like, if it looks about right, if I'm like, yeah, I think I probably spent around $30 on my meal. That's probably right. Or even like a friend where it's like, oh, let's split this. It's like, I think your drink was actually 14 and mine was only 12.
It's like, whatever.
Get fucked.
Yeah, it's gonna even out.
Yeah,
it'll be fine.
Like I've got 4 quarters in the car.
That's exactly what it is, dude. It drives me nuts. Yeah, that's like, and I'm also big on like, if it saves me time or it makes my life easier, I'll pay for it. Yeah. I don't care what it is.
Yeah,
but
yeah. I'll also do it just out of just convenience.
That's what I mean. If it makes my life easier, then I'm gonna do it. If it makes it more convenient, do it. I don't care.
What else did I say?
The ones I came up with are a lot darker than yours.
Oh, a lot darker? Okay, we'll do one more of mine.
No, go ahead.
Okay, I just said learn 5 recipes and get really good at cooking them.
Okay.
Like, I feel like for a long time, like when I was like just learning how to cook, and in my first relationship, where I was like, oh, let me cook for you, and I really didn't know what to do. I remember like getting on Pinterest and finding like all these crazy recipes. I'm going to the grocery store to buy fucking cardamom and stuff, and I'm like, what are you doing?
Do we have tarragon?
Yeah. And I'm like, well, do we have tarragon oil and chili peppers? They have to be fresh.
Yeah.
Where now I'm just like, I've got 5 recipes. I'm pretty good at cooking.
Yeah.
Like, I can make like a good steak dinner. I can make a good fettuccine Alfredo. I can make a good baked spaghetti.
Baked spaghetti. My favorite thing that she makes is baked spaghetti. But that's just me. It's the Italian in me.
I can make good tacos and a grilled cheese. Like, okay.
My thing is, when it comes to cooking, is that it's not that serious.
No.
When you're cooking, just taste it. It is that simple.
When somebody's getting out a teaspoon and they're like,
no, I'm just fucking put it in there and taste it as you go. And you're going to taste it and you're going, I think this is too salty. So then you add more of the sauce.
I can't stand cooking with a person like that. I think bakers
are like that.
I think.
Well, because you have to be. For baking, it has to be perfect. It is a science to bake.
Yeah.
But when you're just like cooking dinner, fucking taste it.
I think people with ADHD are really good at cooking and really bad at baking.
Yeah.
And people that don't have like any type of like neurodivergence are really good at baking.
My sister's an incredible baker, but when she cooks, it's like that. Everything has like the exact. I'm like, just fucking
using the spatula to
put it
freaking
in,
level it off. Yeah. I'm like, ugh.
That's what, yeah. When it comes to cooking, it's like, okay, and if it goes terribly wrong, you get McDonald's that night.
Yeah,
it's not that big of a deal. My guy that I was engaged to before Brian was a line cook, chef. He's a kitchen manager at a wing place, and but he was like really into the kitchen. And his mom always cooked growing up, so he was very much like, I'll never forget this. I was like 22 or 23 when we got together. And the first time I came over his house and I saw him making mac and cheese from scratch, I swear on my life at 23 years old, I did not know that was an option. I had no clue. He's like stirring the cheese sauce and I was like, what is this? And he was like, I'm making mac and cheese. I was like, where? And he's like, this is like, and it's like fresh grated Gouda and heavy cream and all that, and he's like stirring and stirring to make sure that it doesn't separate. And I was blown away. I thought, this man loves me so much. I can't believe because up until that point, I don't know that I had ever seen mac and cheese made without like craft powder.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to impress him by learning how to cook. And I was so stressed out because I knew he was such a better cook than me.
Yeah.
And he had a couple other friends that had gone to culinary school, and they all told me it is not that serious.
Yeah.
Just taste it as you go, follow the directions the best you can, but guess what? It's not always going to be right. Because there's been times where your cut of meat is too thick. So you can't only cook it for 3 minutes on each side. You have to cook it for 5 minutes on each side. And it's all trial and error.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not that serious.
Not that serious.
And then, get good at a few. I think because it becomes important in your 30s when you're going to like a potluck. Or
yeah,
like
you have to have a recipe.
Yeah,
just one.
Those boring ass parties that you're going to have to go to in your 30s with your boyfriend and his family or husband and his family. That one recipe you get really good at is going to become very important.
Pasta salad as well.
Yeah. So deviled eggs is mine. So just get good at that.
I took that recipe from my stepmom. Her pasta salad was so good. I was like, you got to teach me how to do this. It was like, this is $250 pasta salad. Like, this is crazy. But, okay. You
want to tell one of yours?
Oh, mine are not, mine are heavy.
Okay.
Like one of the ones that's very specific for me, but I'm sure it can apply to a lot of people. Like one of them was fix your relationship with your dad. My dad and I have had a tumultuous relationship our entire lives. And it's been back and forth of fighting and not talking and this and that. And specifically when I was 22, which is the age you said, was right after I started stand-up and dropped out of school. Yeah. And we didn't talk for like 8 months. And there was always an animosity there. And after he died, when I tell you, let me look directly into the camera as I say this.
Not you needing your little moment.
No, what I'm going to say, because I'm very serious about this. If you have a fucked up relationship with a loved one, whether it's like a parent or a friend or whatever it is, fix it now. Fix it now before they die. Because when they die, that grief is going to tear you the fuck apart. You're going to think about what you could have done, what you didn't fix. You're going to have all these regrets and all this shit. And I mean, if you have a bad relationship, I'm like, oh my God, we fight sometimes. Like my dad and I had various bouts where we didn't speak, where I held so much against him, like from childhood that I didn't realize I was holding against him. And I wish with everything in me, I would have gone to therapy sooner and figured it out with him sooner. Yeah. Because now, 5 years after he's dead, there are still days where I have anger and resentment.
You want to call him and like not even to like say, like sometimes you're like, I'm still fucking mad. I still have things to say.
I have these things and there's nowhere for them to go. Yeah. Which is, it's infuriating and it can lead to addiction issues. It can lead to crazy things. So if you have an issue with somebody that you care about enough that it's like eating away at you or it bothers you, fix it. Please fix it before they die. And my dad died when he was 59. Yeah. It's not like he lived to be 85 and we were still fighting. Like you never know when that person's going to go. Right. And that's been the hardest thing I've had to do as an adult is learn how to grieve losing someone I had a shaky relationship with.
Yeah, that you didn't settle. I was actually just talking to Adri about that because her dad died really suddenly. He choked on a piece of steak and passed away. And I was telling her, I was like, well, I'm going on this trip this weekend with my dad and my brother and my sister. And I was like, I have not hung out with my dad and brother and sister in almost 8 years, if not longer. That's just the last time I remember we were together. As far as like a vacation, yeah, I can't I was a kid, like a child. Yeah.
20 years ago. Yeah.
And so this will be the first time that my dad, my brother, and my sister and I will all be together. And it's mostly because I was like, I have so much resentment because of things that happened with them, with all of them. Like all of them did real shitty things there for a little bit. And I'm like, I don't want, especially my dad having health issues this year. I'm like, I don't want my dad to die and then I'm mad at him or even my brother and sister. Like they're not, something tragic can happen. Like I have so much built up resistance. And your sister's an addict. Yeah. My brother is too.
So this is what I mean. Like something could happen quick, dude.
Well, yeah, they're both clean as far as I know right now. But yeah, I mean, you never know. One relapse and
they could die.
Yeah. So yeah,
not to set you up like that before you go see him for a week, but like get that shit out this weekend.
That was the whole reason I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go because
have an airing of grievances where you go, hey man, I love you guys, but I need to tell you some things. Yeah, like an intervention almost.
Yeah, So that's why I'm going, because I have talked to you, and I did talk to Adri, where I was like, yeah, you know what? I don't want my dad to die, and I'm still mad at these people because of things I just probably never said.
And honestly, that's what so much of it is, is that it's like, if I could have just I'm going to fucking cry. If I could have just sat down with my dad and had a conversation where it's like, listen, I know you don't agree with the choices that I made, but I made them. And I'm an adult, and I need you to accept me for that. I wouldn't be 5 years later questioning, do I do stand-up for me, or is it to prove my dad wrong? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, if you can just have that face-to-face conversation with someone, as hard as it's going to be, I promise you it'll be 100 times easier than when they're dead. And you're sitting there fucking journaling about it and assuming what they might say and going to psychics and paying them to put rocks in your bra. It's insane. Just have the fucking conversation now. Just have it now. That was the kind of level mine were on. Mine weren't like, you should like, oh my God, buy less shoes. Mine were like, hey, your worth isn't in sex, and fix your relationship with your dad.
Yeah, yours were a lot darker than mine. Like, mine were like cute.
Yours are fun. No, yours are fun and cute. Mine were not fun and cute. Mine were like, hey, you're an alcoholic and you're going to ruin your life, so maybe put the bottle back on the shelf.
Yeah, no.
Stop running from your emotions.
This was like, mine was like, I was thinking more general of what I would tell any 22-year-old. Yours was like, what would I go back and personally
tell myself?
My 22-year-old self. Where like, I think I did text you that. I said,
what would you tell your 22-year-old self?
But when I was writing them, I was like, what would I tell a 22-year-old? Not just me necessarily. But no, I think it was a good balance.
But you know what's really funny is that if we were at a coffee shop with a 22-year-old and they sat down with you and then they sat down with me, they would get opposite like advice. Like you sit down and be like, you don't need to fuck everybody. I'm like, bro, fuck everybody. Have sex with everybody you've ever met. And then we sit down and be like, you know, what else do we disagree on? There was one other one right after that. But it's like, I'd be like, you know what? You're like, you know what you need? You just need to learn 5 recipes. And I was like, you still talk to your dad?
Yeah.
Because if you don't, you fucking should. I'm like lighting a cigarette. I'm like a fucking war veteran over here telling stories from the trenches. And you're like, you know what?
And I'm like, you're going to want to learn that pasta dish. It's going to be really important to learn how to cook deviled eggs for when your future husband wants you to make him at his party, at his company pitch in.
Yeah, and I've got like a cigarette. I'm just like, oh, deviled eggs? You mean that whore's favorite food? I
can't fucking take it. It is like the mom and dad. Like you have the sex talk with your mom, and it's like it's a beautiful experience that you'll have, and it's between 2 people that you really care about, and the dad's just like, wear a condom.
Yeah, that's exactly what. Call me if it gets weird. I'll pick you up. I'll pick you up. You need me to come get you.
Hey, listen, son. Pink before the stink. All right, have fun.
Can't go back and forth. They're going to get UTI. She a bitch. She going to have cranberry juice.
And I'm like, arousal is completely normal, and it will happen.
Stop fucking the couch. This is fun. This is a good one. All right. Well, we'll end there unless you have one you're dying to do.
No.
Okay. All right. Follow us. Follow us at Special Friends Podcast. I'm at Mary Santora Comedy.
That's Sarah Pop-Tarts.
That's it. Love you. Bye.